My name is John Davis, and I'm speaking to State Senator Eddie Cheatham. I want to thank the Senator for joining us today as we are involved in a multi-day time of reflection that is around the commemoration and the remembrance of 9/11. I've asked Senator Cheatham to react and reflect on what community means to him and to share his ideas with us today. Senator, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you, John. It's good to be with you today. And, of course, community means quite a bit. Matter of fact, a community like Crossett or even Monticello or any community, to me, it's all about the people. It's about the people that become involved. Sometimes we sit back, and myself, we sit back and see things that need to be done. But an example that I thought of when you posed this question was, we had a young lady move back to Crossett a year or so ago, and she had a college degree, but came back to be home, and kind of created a job for herself within the city of Crossett. And she just started looking for things, little things, starting off with trash collection, and she started being involved in the recreational part. But what she did was reach out to people that she had known. She grew up here that really weren't involved in the community much right now, but she knew what kind of people they were. And just with her reaching out and bringing them into things that they were interested in, whether it be craft shows or litter pickup. She has organized a rotating litter pickup, and Ginger and I actually participate in some of that. But it's just the people and looking for people that maybe have an idea and making them feel like they're part of the community by using their idea and expanding that into others. Incidents across the United States in the last few months or even far longer, race relations have been a topic that's been talked about a lot. And she has created things to bring people together, different races. We've had meetings with pastors and invited community to come in and had prayer vigils. And you may remember back one thing. Now, she didn't do this, but when Crossett laid off half the workforce out there, we saw a group of people that I knew them, but they had never really been involved in the community aspect of it. But that touched their heart, and started having prayer vigils every week. It went on for a long, long time, 6 months or more probably. But it's community's here, and we're part of it. And I think to get it more active is look for individuals that maybe have ideas, suggestions that we can all participate in. And
very good.
Any other questions?
Well, no, I think that's great. One thing you spoke to that I think is particularly relevant to not only a sense of community, but also a component of what UAM is wanting to do during this time period of remembrance and reflection is also to serve, to have a call to public service and community service. And of course, you're a public servant and have been in different capacities for years. So I know that's near and dear to your heart. You also touched just a moment ago on the idea of community service and getting active and getting involved. And you mentioned, especially in some of our smaller communities and even just in really all of Southeast Arkansas as a region, that if we look at the people who have created positive change and really served the public, it's been people who were oftentimes from here, who found something as a catalyst to get more involved, or they came here with new ideas. And one thing I think that is unique about our region is that we have both. We're fortunate to have people who have been here, who are active participants in the process, whether it be public affairs or business life or church life. And it sounds like your definition of community, it really touches on all of those things. It's all encompassing in many ways. Could you speak a little bit more on the power of community? So, especially in times of COVID-19 and social distancing, how has your ideas of community perhaps changed or been altered or strengthened in some way during these difficult times.
John, of course, our entire lives have been altered. None of us, I don't think, maybe some people out there that live the way they did, but majority of us have had to change the way we live in various aspects. And yes, it's changed in the community. It's changed in the churches. I know we both go the same denomination, both United Methodist, and we did not meet. Matter of fact, last Sunday was our first meeting in church. We have been doing by Zoom or by video or by Facebook or by parking lot radio, but it's really changed to me the way we live. But one good thing that came out of that, we when all that started in our church, we meet once a week on Wednesday night and have meals, just kind of a community fellowship, and we invite people in if they want to come. But we started delivering meals to shut-ins in our church group, and it turned out that we had other people we were furnishing meals to. We found out other people that needed help, that didn't have anybody out there, and it's really enriched some lives in our church and in our community. And we had people pitch in, and it's been a very good thing. But the pandemic has changed a lot. In some ways, I think it may have made the community stronger. I see people trying to pull together to help each other, especially shut-ins or older people that don't get out as much and need some companionship. If nothing else, it's out in the yard, just visiting for a few minutes. But it's caused some strife in the communities, I think, and the way we operate. We're used to doing one thing one way, but it's made us think outside the box also in trying to reach out to people and bringing them into the Father community. We have a new mayor in Crossett here that is doing excellent. Unfortunately, our former mayor passed away, and she stepped in and is being really involved in reaching out to those people that may not have enough, and I'm very proud of her for doing that.
Great. Well, it seems like to you your idea of community is all encompassing, that it's powerful, and that oftentimes we see its strengths are most apparent in times of crisis and in times of challenge. And I think that is a most appropriate reflection for this time of the year as we remember and recall 9/11, and also as we reflect on the conditions in which we find ourselves in currently, with economic concerns, certainly, and also COVID-19, both being a economic and health crisis. Power of community is only going to get stronger in times of crisis.
Of course, you mentioned 9/11, and I think we all can remember where we were at that time and what we were doing. I can vividly. I was on the phone with a staff person in Little Rock in legislative audit up there, and I'll never forget. But that event, as tragic as it was, brought this nation together, and we don't want to see anything like that again to bring us together. But I think the pandemic maybe has made us think that maybe when things get a little better, we can begin to work more and more to reach out to those that have really been affected. And I think, of course, it's a lot of the elderly that's caused them to be afraid to get out, to stay in. And even my wife and I don't travel near as much, or we spend a lot of time at the cabin during the early parts of this, and being able to work through the Capitol on computer and things. But I think 9/11 brought us closer together as a nation, and we have drifted apart as a nation, I think, since then. And I think we need to emphasize the fact that we're all part of a community, and no matter what place we are in life, no matter what race, no matter what wealth we have, we're all pieces and parts of that community. And it takes all of us to make a whole. And I think just sometimes it's one person that gets an idea and decides they want to do something that starts a snowball effect. And I think we're seeing that a little bit in Crossett. Of course, I know at UAM is a major factor in the city of Monticello, and not only the city, the southeast part of the state. And I see people there reaching out to others in times of need and being involved in the community itself. So it takes not just people, but organizations sometimes, or groups of people, to make it a whole community.
Senator, I thank you for your time and for not only sharing your time, but sharing your thoughts and perspectives. And we certainly appreciate the support you're showing by sharing these insights with us today. So thank you very much on behalf of UAM, faculty, and staff. We greatly appreciate your sharing these ideas.
Thank you, John, for inviting me, and have a good day.